Good morning. It's 7:45 here. I do this every time I go before I clock into work. So okay. So I would like to share things about story that people would, consider or can relate, especially for kids, because I'm really concerned about the well-being of every children. I don't want them to experience tough life or unhealthy life. It's because of the unhealthy adults. So I grew up in the island in Camiguin, so we have a small town there in Tubod, where my grandfather had a big house in there, and I was like you know, like I own the whole place whenever I'm alone. It's something like that. So I really didn't want that kind of toxicity. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't process in my brain. So I just know that it's not as smooth as it is, because kids are very, very, sensitive. They're really smart. So we cannot just have them numb to the reality until get used to a toxic society, the toxic environment, and become more toxic sharing to other people. So I have an uncle that really good looking, that time really, really good looking. So he was the chick magnet in his time. So the girlfriend that he brought to the house was really like a model, like a Victoria's Secret model that I grew up seeing her, looking up at her. She was very smart, very, very smart, independent woman that she handled a really tough job, had a degree, and get to college by herself. And it's very, very brave for my uncle to handle her, because of course, it just so happened that she's so like mentally, emotionally stable that made the relationship stronger. But one day that I saw my uncle, that I can feel there's some kind of uncomfortable situation in the relationship, but I didn't see it in the surface. So, you know, I saw them dancing, like tango in the kitchen. They're so loving at each other, like in the movie. Like I didn't think that I really need to watch a movie that time because of my family. They're really like very creative to had a relationship going and things. And when I went to Manila for college, and I after 20 years of their living together, they broke up. So it hurts me that time. I heard about it, and then when I was 32, after 10 years from college, or 12 years from college, I went to the island, and I found out that my uncle had a new girlfriend. So he introduced her to me, and then told me a story about, hey, when you're a child, when you're like 7 years old, do you remember that girl that I was in the car? And it's like, yeah. And then she said that's what her that's what we've been known each other for a longer time. Like, the heck? It's like that those time was like you guys were sweet with my auntie. And it's so much trauma to me because I know he wanted to really accept that girl, that lady. It was hard for me. Actually had a PTSD, and my confirmation with no forever relationship made it worse, and really struggle with that the whole time, because I always like seeing them like forever together, and then there's some kind of fear that anything would end. So yeah, it was hard. It was hard for any kids seeing people that they used to look up like forever, like kind of fairy tale, like any children wanted to get themselves in. And it's not okay about the society trying to get the trend of breakups, get a trend of, okay, so like, like, I don't know, they made it like a some kind of a cool kind of situation. It's not. So for us children that been, you know, can be numb about it and get used to it, it's not okay. So we need to, if possible, in ourselves who really we want to be with, instead of get a trend, oh, I have a new boyfriend, I have a new girlfriend. Trust me, when I was a teenager, I was a player in the island. And I wasn't proud of it. So my uncles would that time like, I know what you did, but yep, I don't know what I did, but I'm here. I know the outside was like that. It's just some kind of, what do you call this, adventure or experiment for every person in the world. But no matter what, we look up some people that live forever, like every child believe in fairy tale. So please, make it the time to realize, hoping we can make it a better, secured, emotionally healthy environment for our children, for ourselves, for the adults watching us, and everybody around us. So I know it's not easy to make our world a perfect place, but at least viewing it in a different way, it's because didn't really disappoint us growing up, or people at least get them move to make it better. It's kind of really complicated, I know, but everybody has to do their thing to, you know, work it better, because everybody has a different situation. You can start from scratch, or you can start at the end, or wherever. So depends to your how your brain will work, or situation you have. Okay, so I'm gonna clock in.